Hello, I'm Kenzie Benali. Welcome to the final whistle, where it's all smiles after Southampton picked up all 3 points against Watford. Plenty to discuss from that encounter at Vicarage Road. So it's a very warm welcome back to Adam Leitch and Claus Lundekvam, who are looking pretty pleased as well. Gents, lovely to have you back. Claus, let's come to you first. What was your initial thoughts on that performance?
I'm just got my breath back. I'm so exhausted. It was nerve-wracking towards the end there. And what a save by McCarthy at the end with the Fletcher shot. Such a great win, such a great 3 points, first away win for the season. I thought it was a solid performance, even though they created some Route 1 chances against us. McCarthy was solid in goal, but magical goal by Shay Adams. We should have put the game to bed first half. I thought we had a lot of chances, but end of the day, 3 points, and it looks like we talked about before the game. We had so many options. Ralph picking the right team, and I think he did. But having the strength in the squad now, obviously, we're starting to fulfill our potential a little bit, I feel, and that's great. Obviously, a massive 3-pointer today.
Yeah, absolutely. And Adam, Claus saying that it really feels like we're fulfilling our potential now. It does just feel like we're a team on the up. What did you make of that match against Watford?
Yeah, I think that's right, Kenzie. But I think, to be fair to Saints, you would also have to look at the fixture list and say the fixtures at the start of the season, a lot of those were very, very tough matches. And since the fixture list has got a little bit kinder to Saints, they've been picking up points. So I think I think we always say like 10 games gone is about a fair amount of time to actually look at the table and start to assess where you are as a team, which is where Saints are now, and they're kind of sort of in the middle of the table, which is probably about right, and is fairly encouraging, to be honest. And the game today, as Claus said, I mean, if you had to pick one negative, it's that it wasn't done by half time, because they could have been away and gone really by half time, but it was just an excellent performance really from Saints today. They've thoroughly deserved to win the game. They could have and should have won by more, and they certainly would have deserved to have had a bigger scoreline today. But I think the big takeaway really is that feeling of momentum, a first Premier League away win since March. So it's a long time to not win on the road, and a real feeling of positivity now. I mean, they needed it. The fact that Burnley got a win today as well, I think had the result gone the other way for some reason, then I think we would have started to feel a little bit nervous. But now you kind of feel, again, you look at the next couple of games, they've got chances coming up for more points. And if they can continue where they are now into a little run, well, they could suddenly find themselves in the top half of the table. And that would be fantastic if they could get there by the kind of the end of the month, by the time you split the international break.
Yeah, that would be wonderful, wouldn't it? Well, Claus, let's kind of rewind back to the start of the game then. You touched on it just a moment ago, but Saints did start incredibly brightly, but we have to talk about the goal. What did you make of that Shay Adams opener?
Pure magic. I think we started on the front foot and deservedly took the lead. It's just such a sublime goal by Shay Adam. What he does and the way he turns and just curls in the far corner is top class. So a beautiful goal.
Yeah, it really was.
We should have obviously. Armstrong started with a great shot as well. So we had he had a couple of chances first half early on as well. So we should have been 2 or 3-0 up.
Yeah, absolutely. But I'm sure Shay Adams will be a happy man this evening, Adam, because of course, that's his second goal of the week. So certainly a lot of confidence for him to take into the new week.
Wow, yeah. I mean, it was, as Claus said, it was an absolutely stunning goal. And I guess it was sort of typical Shay in a way that kind of is what we love about him. Sometimes he does the the makes the sublime look ridiculously easy, and then vice versa as well, because obviously it was an amazing goal, and then minutes later he sort of had a free header from about 2 yards and got it over the bar, which was a pretty remarkable achievement from where he was. So I mean, it's fantastic for him, and we said before the game as well, and I think this is an important takeaway really, is that with Brozier out injured, it was a chance not only for Shay Adams and Adam Armstrong as individuals, but actually as a pairing, to show Ralph that the kind of together they are a force to be reckoned with, and a unit that can play together. And they really did do that today. They were excellent in combination as well. They were very complementary to each other, and the way that Saints played really played into that as well. I mean, Adam Armstrong was probably unlucky himself not to have gotten the score sheet as well. But we know with Shay, the one thing we know about him is he is a confidence player. He does tend to score in streaks, and he also has dry spells in streaks as well. That's the way he's gone. Therefore, when you start to see him scoring not only that caliber of goal, but on a regular basis, I think a lot of teams will start to fear him, because he is a guy that when he gets on a roll, he is very, very hard to stop. And as we know, he can score all kinds of different goals as well, which is what he's got in his locker. And but he probably hasn't scored that many better than today, I wouldn't think.
Yeah, it was a pretty special goal, and hopefully plenty more to come from him. But let's talk about his attacking partner, Adam Armstrong, shall we? As you said, didn't get a goal today. Plenty of chances, though. Claus, how did he do for you?
No, I think Adam puts it perfectly. I think as a partnership, they did well today. I think they linked up pretty well, and I think playing a 4-4-2 today suited both of them. They need support up front, and I think they did well as a pairing. And they came to a lot of clear-cut chances. Obviously, from our fullbacks, obviously Livramento and Kyle Walker-Peters on the left-hand side gave us a lot of strength going forward, and we created a lot of chances with our fullbacks. So it should have been out of sight for Watford in the first half, but not taking it obviously became a nervous end to the game. But end of the day, I think both Shay Adams and Adam Armstrong put in a really good performance. They worked really hard, and that's what you need to do as a forward as well. There's no luxury players anymore. So, and just a shame that Adam Armstrong didn't get his goal.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, for all of Southampton's chances, Adam, it was very nearly Fletcher who rescued a point for Watford, but Alex McCarthy with an absolutely incredible save there, but otherwise really wasn't troubled too much throughout the match.
No. I mean, he was solid in what he had to do in his handling. He was quite dominant from the occasional cross or set pieces that Watford got, but really not that much, which was a testament to the way Saints played. I mean, the thing is, when you're hanging on a little bit, a team is always likely to get a chance at some point, and that was what Watford did, and it was a brilliant save from McCarthy. But I think Saints, as a unit, were impressive today. I mean, we knew Watford were unpredictable, and you wouldn't really know what you were going to get from them. And I think we saw that element to them today after what they did in the last game. Then they came into this game, and they were. Yeah, they just weren't really that at it. They didn't look that cohesive, particularly as a unit, I didn't think, as a team. And Saints handled them very well and imposed themselves on Watford right from the start. And I think that the Watford kind of were knocked out of their stride and never really looked like getting back into it, other than sort of the desperate late forays and pumping the ball forward and trying to win the second balls. So it was just a very strong performance from Saints, very disciplined. Defensively, they were excellent. Salisu was immense. We know Livramento was great again, but Salisu was really good, and it's really showing his value now to Saints. I think this season, is a big one for him and his role in the team, and just a very, very comprehensive victory. Really, to be honest, they outclassed Watford Saints for pretty much the entire game, and were thoroughly deserving winners.
Most definitely. Yeah, the back four looked really strong today. Klaus, how did you think we coped defensively?
I agree with Adam. Obviously, I thought it was a solid performance. As a unit, I think as a back five with McCarthy behind you, it's very, very important to have that partnership, that relationship with trusting your keeper, being a centre half and a full back. You are only as good as your partnership or your team at the back. So. I thought again today they were solid, really solid, and like Adam said, Salisu is looking world class now. He's unbelievably good, and he's taken the Premier League, the pace of the game now. He's taking balls down and pass it. It looks so easy for him. But then again, it is a player that for me who can make a mistake. I was maybe that sort of player myself. I like taking a bit of a risk to gain offensive sort of overlay, but he's impressed me enormously. Together with Bednarak today, was very solid, and I think McCarthy. We talked about it before the game. Who's the number one? And I think he proved it today. Two great saves to me. Obviously, the later one with Fletcher Scott is world class, but he had one early on with a shot near post, which he reacted really quickly to. I think that's a good save as well, a qualified save. So now I think defensively, like we talked about before the game, they've come a long way this season. I think. And that's the bedrock of the team now. We are hard to break down, and that's obviously given us 3 points today when we didn't take all the chances we had first half.
Yeah, 3 points today, which means that result makes it 7 points from a possible 9. Adam, is the complexion of the season starting to change now?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, it's a big swing for Saints. I should just say quickly, I just had a little smile to myself when Claus was talking about the centre halves and the goalkeepers, because it brought me to mind of Lundekvam, Svensson and Niemi back in the day. A classic pairing, a partnership, I would say. That was
absolutely.
That was a special one for Saints. But sorry, to answer your question, Kenzie, the complexion is changing rapidly now for Saints. Not only these games, but obviously the manner of the performance against Chelsea as well. I think there's a growing sense of confidence in the squad. I think you can see it and you can sense it. And I think the kind of manner of their performance against Watford today suggested it. It was not a team that seemed like they felt under pressure. They weren't nervy. They were confident. They understood what the manager wanted them to do and what their jobs were out there and how they worked together as a team. And they executed it. And even the players that were slightly changed, perhaps, and maybe is more surprising. For example, Kyle Walker-Peters starting at left back rather than Barrow, a renowned, an out-and-out left back. But Carl was excellent today, and him and Nathan down that side court, especially first half court, in an offensive sense, caused Watford all kinds of problems. And I think you're seeing this in the team now. You're seeing a lot more competition for places this season. Saints got a nice mix of young, energetic players and a few more experienced heads in amongst it, and they're really starting to look like a proper squad, a proper unit, a proper team. As I said earlier, the fact the fixtures list has changed for them is obviously significant, but it's only significant if you go and get the points from the games that you feel like you should get the points from. And that is exactly what Saints are doing. And I think that's very encouraging because, this season is not about trying to probably break the top 8, maybe not even the top 10, though that's fringy. It's about, not looking over your shoulder all season. It's about being comfortable, and it's about building for the future with these young players under a really exciting manager. And it kind of feels a little bit like you don't want to get carried away, but you can feel that sense of momentum is building behind them now, and that sense of confidence, and that is a really powerful thing to have.
Yeah, most definitely. Certainly exciting times. Well, before we look ahead to next week's match, let's take a look at what the fans are saying on social media. Naturally, very pleased with that win. Lisa Kempley has said, great away win. Russ Ward's got in touch and he says, man of the match was Tino for me. Yeah, what a star he is. Andrew Williams has also left us this comment. He says, what a brilliant win. Adrian Murray has said, Claus, what a guy. Great to have him more often, please. Yeah, amazing to have Claus on the show with us. And we've got a comment here from Michael. He says, Salisu getting better and better. Forwards will learn to fear him. Yeah, they certainly will. He's a fantastic player, isn't he? Well, let's preview the game at hand next then. Aston Villa at home. Claus, what are your early thoughts ahead of that one?
Well, I think confidence is such a big thing in football, and having 7 points from the last 3 games, obviously, with two very important wins. I think we go into the Villa game with a lot of confidence, a lot of belief, and like we've been talking about, a lot of strength in the squad. So I'm very, very confident now. We will put on a strong performance again against a Villa side who's been a bit of a roller coaster, really. You don't not really know what you get with them. Obviously, Danny Ings is coming back. I'm sure Salisu will keep him quiet. So fingers crossed. But yeah, I think if they can start at the front foot with Villa at home, obviously get at them, I think we're in for a good result. But we cannot be complacent. Obviously, it's very easy as a footballer to take a few % off your performance when you're done well. I hope Ralph is emphasising that this next week, and be 100% everyone, and hungry for a new win, because now we can really place ourselves in a decent position on the table. And with the confidence they've got now, like Adam said, we play with the confidence and it shows. Yeah. So fingers crossed. I think if we can get the boys out 100%, as we've shown the last couple of games, I think we will beat Villa at the weekend.
Well, fingers crossed. And as you say, we know how far a bit of confidence can go. But again, as Claus said, Adam, we can't be complacent, because it won't be an easy match, will it?
No, I mean, Aston Villa are quite a curious team, really, at the moment this season. As Claus said, he's right, you don't really know quite what you're going to get. And I think part of that is because you can see what they're trying to do, and you can see that they've made some quality acquisitions with the money that they got from Grealish. And you kind of think it feels like it will really click for them at some point, or it could really click, but it kind of hasn't. And Danny's a prime example of that. You look at, they obviously thought Danny and Watkins were that's kind of, for them, that's what's going to push them. And that partnership just hasn't really taken off yet. But you look at them and you think it should. So will it, won't it? It's hard to tell. But at the moment, Saints are the team with the momentum and the confidence. They're at home, an evening game. I know Friday night fixtures aren't the most popular with a lot of people, but you can guarantee it's going to be a pretty pumping atmosphere, I imagine, at St Mary's. The players will be bang up for it with that in mind as well. And I'm sure there's going to be a little extra edge amongst the fan base to welcome Danny back. I think it will be a fun night. And I think it gives Saints, a real good opportunity. If they could get another win to take into that international break, I think they'll be feeling really, really good about themselves and really positive, looking ahead to the rest of the season. And this international break, November is always the time you want that feeling, because this is your brief reset before you begin to build into Christmas, New Year. You now have a long stretch with a lot of really important games that come very quickly, and that kind of builds to that crescendo to early January. So it's a vital time of the season. So if you can be hitting that with a bit of confidence, belief, and with some points on the board behind you, then you're in a good position. I think that's what Saints can do if they can win this match.
Most definitely. Well, Adam, thank you so much for your thoughts as always. And Klaus, what a pleasure to have you joining us all the way from Norway.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure.
It's been wonderful to have you both on the show. Thank you as well for you to watching and tuning in to both Saints Live and The Final Whistle. As we've mentioned, up next, it's Aston Villa under the lights here at St Mary's Stadium. So make sure you tune in from that one. We'll be live from 6:45. We'll see you then. But until then, have a fantastic week.